everyone. We are starting the live stream very soon. We just hit the start button, so we're gonna wait for a little bit.
I'm just enjoying the sight of all the melting snow. It's been pretty cold here in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Pretty snowy, although not as bad as a lot of places. But it's nice. We get to enjoy the warming temperatures, although not warm temperatures.
yeah. We are at the shop again in Kansas City. For those of you who do not know, we own a game store called the Level One Game Shop in downtown Kansas City.
Yeah, located here in River Market, which is the oldest farmers market west of the Mississippi. Um, so you can always come down and see the shop, see the market every weekend. Great. Uh, Sounds like our everything is working well this stream. So here in just a few seconds, we'll go ahead and get started. Give a few more people to join, but we're so happy we're getting to join everyone today. How are we looking, Ash? Are we good to get started?
I saw her thumbs up. Hello.
Hello.
I recognize that illustration. Thank you for posting your illustration on the Discord.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started today. For those of you that haven't seen us on stream before, or haven't seen our images before, my name's Sean. This is I. We're Mugen Gaming, and we're working on Sword World as a project. We wanted to take some time today to talk to you a little bit about where Sword World's at, what we're working on, and make some exciting announcements. Kind of to jump into it, this is our first stream of the new year. So to talk a little bit about what we've been working on and where things are at, we have been working on the project as a whole. So that means things like starting to work on finding artist and an art director, starting to making sure that we're really happy with our writing team and our process for our localization, for our translation, for our writing, and for our content design. And then also working on making sure that our crowdfunding planning is really strong, that we're working with good partners there to make sure that it's going to be as big of a success as it possibly could be. We get a lot of questions about why is the crowdfunding so far in the future, what takes so long? And the answer is there's a lot of moving parts. Group S&E has asked us to bring Sword World to the English language, not translate one book. And so while translating the core rules and localizing the core rules is the biggest component of that, it's not the only aspect of the project that we've been asked to do by Yasuda-san and Group S&E. So what that means for us is taking the process very seriously of finding an art direction and an art style that very much fits Sword World, finding an art director that can establish that style and work on it, and that we know that we can work with long term as we continue to work with Sword World and continue bringing it into English in the long term. It also means finding good writing partners that we know we can work with for the long term, and just and things like production and making sure that people have everything they need to play when we actually commit to the production process during and after the crowdfunding campaign. So there's a lot of moving parts to kind of pull together, and that's what we've been working on. One of the biggest pieces of that has now been solved, and so this is us making the official announcement that we have found an art director. He is a Japanese art director, and his name is Shunsuke Nakashige, and he is the director of Solo Leveling. He was one of the directors for Sword Art Online, and he's worked in the anime community, in the anime industry for quite a long time. Has won numerous awards. He's an incredibly established art director, and he's going to be the art director for Sword World. One of the things that has taken the longest up to now has been finding someone who can handle a project of this size. While Shunsuke is not going to be doing all of the illustration, because an art director is much more than an illustrator, we're going to be handling so many pieces of art that we needed somebody who could manage a team of artists. And we wanted to work with somebody who is Japanese, had that experience, and has RPG experience. Shun plays RPGs actively. He really enjoys RPGs. He has an active play group that he plays with. And that was another thing that was really important to us, is to have somebody who really understood what make RPGs great in particular. So we're really excited to announce Shun as our art director, and excited to work with him as now that we're working with him. He's helping us establish the art direction, the art style, the helping us identify artistic talent to work with, and then managing their art to make sure that it fits a continuous style and a consistent style for Sword World, so that we have a consistent style for a very long time. So thank you all for joining. Really excited to make that announcement. Really excited to be working with Shun. He's really awesome, by the way. We have an interview that I did with him in Japanese when she was meeting with him there. And so we'll be posting that very soon, so you can actually watch an interview with Shun.
Yeah, that one is actually live in a secret squirrel that we have. So like, if you became the level 15 in the Discord, and you get to have an access to the secret squirrel channel, and then at there we actually already posted this announcement and then the interview video there. So if you want to know the latest news in advance, that's the place to be. And how to gain XP is like, we are giving a lot of different opportunities. Like each comment will get you XP, and then we have some events for you to earn more XPs too.
Yeah. So all that to say, the best way to keep up to date with like the latest news and announcements is to join the Discord, and more particularly be very active there. If you participate in the community and just join in some community events, you can join the Secret Scroll channel, and that'll be the first place we announce everything. We announce that there. We'll also have a press announcement going live very soon about it. And so thank you for joining us so that we can announce it to you and talk about it. Yeah, no, we're really excited about it. It's such a crazy thing to say. You know, we're working with one of the top anime directors in Japan on an RPG project for the English language. So we're just super excited to be working on that. I did see a question about art, using old art and new art. One thing that we have kind of talked about is that, and tried to clarify in the past, is most of the art, almost all of the art that exists for Sword World in Japanese, is owned by Kadokawa, the book publishing company. They produced the books themselves and licensed the art. So we don't have access to most of the art that's available in Japan. So Group S&E has asked us to produce new art for what we're doing here. There may be certain pieces of art and certain products that are made in Japan where we could get art from, but it won't be a consistent thing, unfortunately. But the good news is that because we're working with Shun, and because we're working with a lot of very talented artists in Japan, we get to have a very consistent style, and we get to have a great direction for all the new art going forward. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, we can't wait to announce some of the name of the artists that join in to this Sword World project. Yeah. So Shun is a big name, but also there's several artists that we are excited about seeing the art from them.
Yeah, we're again, to kind of jump back a little bit, we're still in the concepting phase. So we're getting a lot of art pieces from different artists that are helping us establish the art direction. If anybody's familiar with like the video game industry, or with a lot of like the movie industry, or those types of artistic industries, a lot of times you'll have a concepting phase where you're refining the look and feel of things. We are trying to take a lot of the direction from art that has come before. So we are not trying to replace or eliminate what Sword World is at all. But because we're working with new artists and with new books, We want to make sure that there is a continuous style and a consistent style. So that's the concepting process. Is okay. Produce us some art. Can you draw us some goblins? Can you draw us some kobolds? Can you draw us a Lycant? Can you draw us, an action scene or a dungeon or a Magitech ruin? And then let's see what that looks like, what that feels like. How does it line up with the art that we have for reference from previous Sword World art in the past? And so that is the concepting process that we're working through with Shun and with the artists that we're currently talking to. And again, we're excited to announce some of those artists once we lock them in, because they've also worked on big stuff you've definitely heard of. So
let's get to some comments.
Yeah.
So with the Sword World 2.5 having such a giant catalog of books, is that plan to do the full catalog in gradual releases?
Yes. The full catalog would be nice. We're going to take it step by step. The project scope from Group S&E would allow us to do all of the books, but we want to make sure that every single thing that we work on is the highest quality possible. So we'll take it in step by step, book by book. One of the things that's really helpful, some people of the community have done this for us in the past. Continue like commenting, and whenever we talk about production, what books and supplements you would like to see, because we do pay attention to that. We do take notes on that. So if there are certain books and supplements that you're like, this would be a really great addition, then we can look at those, trying to produce those and decide the order to release in, because we just won't be able to do it all at once. There's just, as you mentioned, there's just too much. And so we're trying to plan out a consistent schedule, because like I said earlier, our project isn't just to produce the core rules. Our crowdfunding campaign will be producing the core rules, but we want to have the plan past that. We want to be able to say, this is when the next supplement is coming, this is when the next rules, this is when the next module is coming, so that there's a consistent production, so that people can continue to engage with Sword World as they play through things, as they experience things. They can add them, and not feel like, oh well, I've done everything there is to do in Sword World, or I've experienced everything. It's no, we're consistently bringing over what has been produced in Japan and giving people new things to interact with, and new things to play and experience.
Yeah.
So
another question is will the release have color illustrations beside the cover? I mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's one of the big changes.
And that's one of the big reasons that we are producing with the new art, because not only that we don't have access to the Kadokawa's art, but Japanese book art is all black and white, other than the supplement. So all the core rule book art, other than the cover, is black and white. So yes, we are producing the color art.
Yeah. So we are working in color. We're planning on color. We're also planning to have a lot more art than what's in a typical Japanese RPG book. It's going to look and feel more like a traditional Western RPG book. That's what Group S&E wanted us to do. They wanted us to release it to a Western audience as far as look and feel and experience, because they want as many people to enjoy and feel it and like it as possible. So it's still going to be Sword World, but there'll be color art. There'll be a lot of things that make it more identifiable to a Western RPG player. Don't know about new English creations after release. We're trying to get through this part of the project first. We know that there have been requests for that. We are paying attention. We will bring that up to Group S&E when the time comes, and when we're a little bit further through the project. Monster info, yes. We think that that's really important. Obviously, it's hard to play the game if you don't have your opponents or your creatures to interact with. And so monster data information will be available, or creature data information will be available. You probably are not going to get art for each one. That's a massive undertaking. I think if you look at the full creature list that exists in Sword World, even in the 3 core rule books, it's like, I want to say like 250 creatures or something. And it would just be the artistic cost of producing all that art would be astronomical. I would love to do as much art as possible. To be clear, like I think creature art is like one of my favorite parts of RPGs, but it would be we're gonna have to pick and choose a little bit.
Another question is we having all three core books in the crowdfunding campaign.
So we will be covering the rules that are in the 3 core rule books. We're using the deluxe rule book that was released this past year in 2025 as the base for it. But we're wanting to make sure that we cover everything, that you have everything you need to play. So that's part of the product design phase and part of the localization process. Is the deluxe rule book, for instance, doesn't have monster data in it, so we have to look at how to include that, how to break the book out, where to put certain information. But the information should include everything that's into the deluxe rulebook and potentially a little more than that. Definitely the monster data, which is more. So that's kind of where we're looking at for what's in the campaign this year for the rule books and for the books.
Yeah. Next question is about the VTT.
Yeah,
tabletop.
Yeah, VTTs absolutely are on our radar. We are making plans. We're talking with some people who work on VTTs right now. We've talked with them previously. We paused it while we're working on the next phase of things. But VTTs are high on our priority list for something that we want to produce for Sword World. It is also a cost and a timeline, but again, high priority to us. So just keep mentioning it. It helps make sure that it is at the top of stays at the top of our party list, and more importantly, that it is something that those VTTs know is popular, because that also helps us. They're more willing, generally, the companies that handle the VTTs are more willing to work with like really popular RPGs and help them out a little bit more. So if you keep mentioning it, we can be like, hey, people really want this. What can you do to help us out to make it a little easier to produce and get out to people? Yeah. Layout and graphic design, Western. So what we're working with Group S&E on the rules themselves. So it is going to have a glow up in layout and design. And then otherwise we're working directly with Group S&E to make sure that Sword World stays Sword World in their eyes. So and that would be Group S&E, like I said, and Yasuda-san and the writers and creative team in Japan.
Will it be a direct translation, or will you be localizing the concepts from the manuals?
So it's really difficult to talk about direct translation, Japanese to English, because literal translations don't work super great in a lot of cases. What Group S&E has asked us to do is to produce Sword World in English, and so we're working directly with them to make sure it again is faithful and true to Sword World, but is an RPG that will best bring Sword World to and the RPG players in English speaking RPG players is what I say. I keep wanting. I live in America, so I keep wanting to say like in the U.S. That's not true. We're talking about English speaking RPG players wherever they are in the world. And so if you ever hear me saying U.S., I apologize. I mean everyone that speaks English and plays RPGs. But that's what they've asked us to do, and so we're working very closely with them to make sure that what we are doing is true to Sword World, is accurate to what Sword World lore is, what Sword World canon is, and is the correct interpretation of what they expect for a player of Sword World. Yeah, for licenses and stuff like that, we've kind of talked about it in the past before, but we're going to be talking about that in the future. Again, we were really focused on our partners. Like I said, our art director. We're very focused on our writing team. Very focused on our partners that are helping us with like campaign management for the crowdfunding campaign. So things like licensing and follow-on support are things that we are planning to work on as we get a little bit closer to the campaign. So once again, keep bringing it up, keep mentioning it, because that helps us with our conversation with Group S&E as we talk about what things people are really wanting to do with Sword World. because there are obviously lots of different types of licenses, different types of partnerships that can exist for RPG systems and RPG IPs. So if you talk about what you would like to do with it, if you mention it in venues like this, that gives us a clearer idea of what to talk with Group S&E about and tell them this is what the community really wants, and try and have that conversation with them as we get a little bit closer to the release.
Will there be a scenario included?
Um,
We are witnessing.
yes, the the specifics of that are still in progress because, um, God, I've read so many of the books now. In the deluxe rule book, I don't believe there is a scenario. The core rule books do have some short scenarios, so that's one of the things that we're talking about, that we're trying to determine what is going to be within the content of the campaign. And so we want to make sure right now that the rules are written tightly and that we're covering everything from the deluxe rulebook. But we also know that scenarios are really important for experiencing play. So it's a big focus of ours, and we'd really like to include them. The nature of that is one of the pieces that we're still like putting together. Yeah, VTT tools. Yep. Again, super interested in figuring that, like working to bring that to you all. In America, yeah.
Also,
Good old Bandit Keith.
yeah, which countries will release the campaign for distribution?
I believe as of right now, anywhere pretty much. I mean, there's, as long as there's shipping there that's feasible. But we don't have any like country restrictions out. I don't think at all. Even Japan, because it's, since this is the English version, we are allowed to ship it anywhere that, again, that is shipping reasonable. We will try not to limit it to anywhere, but you know, if there's literally a physical reason we cannot ship it there, then we don't have a lot of control over that. But we're not going to try and limit it in any other way as of right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is for the crowdfunding campaign. We don't have any restrictions really. For if you're talking about the distribution in terms of like internationally at the local game stores and stuff, we haven't determined it yet. And then if you live in a country that is outside of the United States and know somebody or the businesses who might be interested in the Sword World, please let them know, and we are happy to support.
Yeah, we're interested in international distribution after release. So again, that would be like retail distribution or retail sales. So we're familiar with that. Again, we have a game store here in Kansas City, so we're familiar with like sales and distribution in North America for North America, and then we have experience with Europe and like Australia and New Zealand, and connections there. And so we're working on that. So there's long tail support outside of crowdfunding campaigns for anything that somebody might have missed from a crowdfunding campaign. Obviously, we will probably sell directly from like a website or something in order to sell directly to someone that wants it. But it's always nice to pick it up at a game store. It's nice to get that exposure. It's nice to have those play environments. Again, we are a game store. We know the value of them. And so if you have a partner that you think would be interested in carrying Sword World, send them our way, and we can connect with them.
About the book size.
Yeah. So I really would like to do more of the travel versions. We talked a lot with players in the RPG community and had conversations about book size and experience and stuff like that. Having the larger letter size book means that we can fit more content in less thickness, which means less books and better art. So the larger size was the preference for most of the people we talked to. That being said, a lot of people really like the Bunko size. They are very portable. I would really like to produce those. We have some ideas for how to do that and how to make it reasonable. So stay tuned on that. the small form factor Japanese size is not off the table, but it will probably not be the primary way that it is produced. But I would like to do it. So stay tuned. Rough estimate for backer kit to release. So that's one. Again, I talked a little bit earlier in this stream about the why the crowdfunding campaign is taking so long to launch, and the reason for that is we are trying to make sure that we are incredibly confident in what we're going to produce. We did not want to start the crowdfunding campaign and then start start the process, if you will, because that's how you end up with like a 2 or 3 year campaign or production cycle after the campaign ends. We really don't want to do that. We are in translation right now. We are in art right now. We are in layout right now. So we are already producing the designs as of right now. And our ideal situation is to have those pretty close to final by the time we do the campaign. Obviously, things like art can take a little bit longer if an artist is taking extra time to produce a piece, or if we decide that we need more art, or if the crowdfunding campaign has some things that we want that end up being added because of feedback from the community. But ultimately, our goal is to release it as close as we physically can to the end of the campaign. Obviously, it won't be like the day after we hit print because there's always more work that goes into it. But again, one of the reasons that we didn't launch the campaign when we announced the project, one of the reasons that we're not doing the campaign right now is to prevent a long delay cycle after the campaign ends before you all get books in your hands and can play. So, what?
Sorry.
Appeal more to the Western audiences. Manual equal core book. I'm not sure I'm following on what Diego was saying about Western audiences. If you want to rephrase it and ask again, I'll try and answer it. And then, yeah, Demiplanes. Again, keep mentioning stuff on VTTs. We definitely want to do it. It's important. Yep, agree with content on launch. Absolutely, Scott. Adam, will the books be printed in the U.S.? We are still working on our final publishing or a manufacturing partner. We are talking with several manufacturers to determine what's going to be highest quality and also cost sensitive, price sensitive. So I don't have an answer for you right now. But that's one of those things that we'll provide more information as we have it and as we can produce it. Yeah, and that is true, William. So 2.5 is not in Lotus War. It comes from the same creator and has its roots in that. But yeah, it's not Lotus War. It's just from the creator and the creative team and the writers, etc. Got you. Licenses like Paizo. We are exploring that. The way licenses work in Japan is very different, and Group S&E has a very different experience with licenses to like what Paizo does and what the typical RPG company has in the US. So we are talking with them about licensing options. So again, if you explain what you think the license should be able to do, that's very helpful to us. I know that's kind of a weird way to phrase it, but like what people would want to do with a license, then we can it can help us explain it to Group S&E.
Likelihood of the supplement? Yes.
Yes, if the backer kit's a success, that gives us a lot more leeway to do a lot more with it. So support us. I just love the game, play the game. That's what Group S&E wants. They want more players. They want people to love the game, and the more support and love it gets, the more they're going to want us to do with it.
You're running out of time.
Yeah, we'll have to keep going. So
Convention appearances.
Yes, so we were going to talk about this at the end, but somebody's asking about it now. We are intending to be at several conventions this year. Our full convention dance card isn't full yet, but we'll definitely be at GAMA, which is a trade show. So if you are an industry person that goes to GAMA, we can see you there. If you are, not in the industry, then we have a booth for Gen Con already planned. It's possible we could get at Origins. We're still establishing that. PAX U is on our radar as well. But if there's any other conventions like that you think we should do, like open a ticket in Discord and let us know. Like, hey, we'd love to see you at this convention. And if or email us, hit us up on the contact form on the website and say like, hey, this convention would be a really great place for Sword World. We're familiar with quite a few of them. We're not, but not all of them, and so it's really handy to have people say like, definitely check out this convention, and if we can make it work, we'll try and make it work. So Amino art, okay. This is a big topic, and we will talk more about Amino art in the future. But the short answer is, the Amino art that exists falls into two camps. One is it is not in a usable format anymore. So like the original Sword World 1.0 cover, there is no digital version of that. That isn't a scan or an upscale or something like that. So
no, they don't have the scanned version of it either.
Well, I mean, it exists on the internet as an image.
Right.
So like, but the point is that there isn't like, even Group S&E doesn't have like a version of that art.
Even Kadokawa doesn't have it.
And Kadokawa doesn't have it. It's like, it just is lost to time. So you only have like, you'd have to be a scale up or an upscale or something like that. Outside of that, a lot of the rest of it, yes, is the rights to Amino-san's art is owned by Kadokawa. We would love to work with Amino-san to get art. So we are trying to work on that. And if we have more information, we will share it soon. But we also know how important Amino-san's art is to fantasy RPGs, Japanese fantasy, etc. We would love to work with him. We would love to have his art available in Sword World again.
For the reservation dice and pins, could you clarify a set of these six can? Sorry, actually,
Yeah, so set is 2d6, which is a playable set. Yeah, so it's one set of 2d6 for the reservation. It's likely there'll be ways. It's very likely there'll be ways to get more dice if you're looking for more dice, and there'll be other dice sets likely available in the campaign. But for the reservation, that's what they are. They are intended to be sharp-edged sticker dice, so they're very nice. They're a high-quality die. They're not going to be your typical like tumble flat dice. So they're going to be more in line with what a premium set would be if you've ever gotten like sharp-edged resin from from like Dispel Dice or something like that. It's meant to be more in line with that type of quality. So a very high-quality pair of D6s.
So that dice, the reservation dice, is available from the reservation as a $5 with the pins. We are planning to have it available as an add-on item, but much the normal price as well.
Yeah, it's the best way to get it for the lowest price and guarantee that you're going to get it.
Sorry, I think we might be able to get it. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try and catch up here, and then.
So the list of prices for tiers, just a moment.
Before that, yeah, solo mode. Our primer slash starter rules has a solo mode. We would like to try and include that as much as possible as a way to learn the game and experience it. If you have really good examples of where that's done well in Sword World or elsewhere, send it along, and then we can try and incorporate it better. As far as a quick start box, very likely. We are prototyping out a quick start box to see how feasible it is for this campaign. So the answer is we really want to do one, and we're going to try and do one. So
we think it's really cool.
We think
it's a really cool product.
And it's really nice to introduce people to an RPG system to have a quick start box. So we're working on it. We're it's in our radar right now.
Is there a list of prices for tiers?
We're working with someone who knows crowdfunding better than we do. That is a question we will pass along to them. I believe the answer is yes. We will probably be talking about the pricing tiers ahead of time. I don't know why we wouldn't, but if they're available to us, like obviously we'd try and know them and get every we would I believe yes. I can't answer because I'm not handling the campaign management side of things. We're not handling that. We're involved in it, but there is someone who knows how to do crowdfunding campaigns who will be handling it. Do we have actual play groups? We have not partnered with any right now. We would love to. So yes, pass along any play groups that you recommend that would be able to do demos or video content or live plays or anything like that. Definitely pass them along. There'll be a limit to the number of people we can work with. Obviously, we'll try and work with anybody that people like and recommend, but we'll try and do. More money on the Kickstarter might help with Amino art. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk more about Amino art later. There's a lot going on with that, but we would like to talk more about it as soon as we have better answers. So yeah.
That reached the
right.
last question.
I think we reached the last question as of 1 minute to go. We are reaching the end of our time here for today. But feel free to prepare questions for future streams. As always, you can open a ticket and pass it along in Discord. We do try and respond to those. Sometimes it takes us a little bit of time. We apologize for that. There's a lot of things that we're working on. Sometimes we just want to provide the best answer. But we're getting better and better about responding to those tickets faster. And then just join the Discord and we'll try and make information available there. Like I said, the Discord's where we're posting everything first. It's where we're sharing everything first. Then we're trying to do these streams to talk about stuff before we put anything else out into press releases and stuff like that. So we're really focused on giving the community information first. So we really appreciate you all being in that community and communicating with us. And we want to keep answering your questions. We want to keep engaging with you. So, we really appreciate your time today. And, we look forward to anything else we can help with, talk about, or do.
Also, if you're local to Kansas City, we're going to have a convention at the Comic-Con as well, and then introducing Sword World there. That is late March.
In late March will be the next convention that we're physically present at. Again, that's Comic-Con here in Kansas City. And then, technically we'll be at Gamma before that. But, again, that's a trade show. Then we'll be at Comic-Con in Kansas City, then Gen Con for sure, maybe Origins in between. But if you want to see us in person, one of those places is probably going to be the best place to come by and say hi. We'd love to see you all. We'd love to talk with you all. We'd love to hear what you're interested in, what you're worried about, that type of thing. And we can do that. So, I think that's all for today. Ash, did we miss anything? I'm gonna get a thumbs up from Ash. She's helping us out with these streams, so we always appreciate her help as well. Some of you might be familiar with her from the Discord, so we'll get the thumbs up. Ash, we good? I guess while I'm waiting on that, I caught one more question there. Sword World does not need maps to play. There is a simplified combat system where you can play Theater of the Mind, are very simplified. It's really cool. Check it out. All right. Ash gave us the all good. Thank you all for your time. And again, feel free to reach out to us, Discord, email, however, if you've got something important, we appreciate all of it. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.